It's the quiz of the week. And today's top prizes include a three-piece lounge suite, two fully equipped mopeds, a selection of domestic items, a holiday for two, plus that family car. But let's start with this lounge suite. And as Carol's discovered, it offers the last word in comfort. It's in pale green with a rose motif, and it's on offer for £110. On the other hand, you might like to take up our offer of two mopeds in red and blue that are going for £80. Or indeed, this selection of domestic items might suit your taste. There's a sandwich toaster there, a coffee machine, a drinks dispenser, a tea maker, then a range of cookware in tangerine with saucepans, casseroles, plus that microwave oven and many other items. It's a fantastic offer that can be bought for only £66. Then, as your plane touches down on Indian soil, it could be the beginning of a holiday that's full of Eastern promise. Old palaces have become exotic hotels with breathtaking views, and there's also a wide choice of Indian and continental dishes. A visit to the famous Taj Mahal, or a trip into the countryside to see the wide variety of animal life that's to be found in this fascinating land. Or you may wish to take time off to participate in the many sporting activities that are available. Now, that holiday for 10 days is on offer for £125. And our last offer is this mini metro city that our jackpot winner could buy for £140. And that's it, our look at this week's star prizes. But now let's meet the man who asks the questions and pays out the money. Nicholas Parsons.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much indeed. Hello and welcome to the sale of the century. Our first contestant tonight comes from Berkeley, which is near Gateshead and Tyne and Wear. She's married, she describes herself as a housewife, and her name is Dorothy Walker.
Hello.
Our next contestant tonight is an entertainer, he's a comedian, an impressionist, he's a married man, and he comes from Cannock in Staffordshire. His name is David St. John. And our third contestant tonight is from Carlisle in Cumbria. He's a priest of the Church of England, he's a married man, he has 3 young children between the ages of 12 and 4, and his name is Terence Sampson. Hello. Terence is also the rector of Holy Trinity in St. Barnabas in Carlisle, for those of you who live up in that part of the world. Those are our 3 diverse contestants, and here are the questions. We have some very simple, easy £3 to start them off. So if you're ready, here we go. According to the proverb, who's kept away by an apple a day? Terence.
The doctor.
That doctor is. Around 1850, what was invented by a London shopkeeper called John Bowler? Dorothy.
Hat.
The bowler hat, yes, it was as simple as that. Which county is famous for hot pot? Dorothy.
Lancashire.
Lancashire is. At what age can you first legally see an X film? David.
16. 18.
18. He did it within the 4 seconds I'm allowed to accept it. Probably it means you went when you were 16, did you, David? Right. What is meant by the phrase ad infinitum, David?
On forever.
On forever. For making which drink do we usually use a percolator? David?
Coffee.
Coffee, right. In politics, for what do the initials SNP stand, Dorothy?
Scottish Nationalist Party.
They do indeed, yes. Yes, I thought they gave me the other initials, the SDP, yes. But you were right, yes, well listened. In which city would you be walking if you took a stroll along Sauchiehall Street, Dorothy?
Glasgow.
In Glasgow, right. What was the surname of the composer whose first names were Johann Sebastian David?
Bach.
Bach. What name is given to the sign of the zodiac, which is usually depicted as a ram, David?
Aries.
Aries is right, and we'll have our first instant sale. We offer them some goods here. They all have more money than when they started. You'll see what they do as we hear what our first instant sale is tonight.
Well, £15 is the asking price for this item that'll make entertaining at home a pleasure. All you have to do is to prepare your food, place it in those heat-resistant casserole dishes, and the trolley keeps it piping hot until mealtime. It would cost you £160.
Well, our three contestants went tempted by that, so we keep the questions at £3. And here's the next one. Which band leader's signature tune is In the Mood, David?
Joe Loss.
Joe Loss. From where does a yokel come, David?
West Country, Devon, Somerset.
Well, he comes from the countryside anywhere, but I agree, you usually associate them more with the West Country, don't you? No ones that talk like that. I think they're more much sure. Yokels are the ones who talk like something else, don't they? Which explorer discovered the Cook Islands, David?
Captain Cook.
Captain Cook did, yes. We said they'd be easy to start with. Right. Which Scandinavian animals are famous for running over cliff tops, Terence?
Lemmings.
Lemmings are. In World War I, what was designed by Lieutenant Colonel Peter Nissen? David?
The Nissen Hut.
The Nissen Hut. What job would you probably have if you were a member of the NFU, Dorothy?
Farmer.
A farmer, right. In which English city are there railway stations called Oxford Road, Victoria and Piccadilly, Terence?
London.
Oxford
Birmingham.
Road. Manchester. There's a Piccadilly and Victoria in London, but not on Oxford Road. Oxford Street, Oxford Circus there. What is mined in Kimberley in South Africa, Dorothy?
Diamonds.
Diamonds. Who co-stars with Meryl Streep in the film The French David?
Jeremy Irons.
Jeremy Irons, right. Which country originally built MiG fighters, Dorothy?
Russia.
Russia, yes. In which English county is the holiday resort of Morecambe, Dorothy?
Lancashire.
Lancashire. We'll have our second instant sale. John Benson, the second one tonight, please.
Here it comes, then, Nicholas. £16 should please lovers of good wine in this particular case. It's a mixture of German and French wines, including Hock, Claret, and Riesling. Enough to suit any gastronomic occasion. There's a total of 48 bottles there, and the cost would be £162.
So Terence Sampson, our rector from Carlisle, was tempted by that and has spent money, and he's bought all that. There's going to be fun in the vestry up in Carlisle, isn't there? The next Women's Institute meeting's going to go with a swing, Terence. Terence, I have to warn you, you've gone to £2. If you did get one wrong, we'd lose you, and we don't want to do that, but it's my duty to mention that fact. Right, questions are still £3. In which Shakespeare play do we meet two gravediggers, Dorothy?
Hamlet.
Hamlet. What can travel by conduction, convection, David? Heat can, and I was going to add radiation. Which comedian's catchphrase was, "Can you hear me, mother?" David?
Sandy Powell.
Sandy Powell. Which East Anglian town is often regarded as the home of horse racing? Dorothy?
Newmarket.
Newmarket, yes, indeed. Music now. What part of the body is included in the song title of the tune that Peter Fenn will now play for us? David?
Eyes.
Eyes, Ma, you are making eyes at me. By what title was the military leader Arthur Wellesley better known, Dorothy?
Duke of Wellington.
Duke of Wellington. What is meant by the word prodigal, Dorothy?
Somebody who does something exceptionally well. Prodigal son, no?
No, it doesn't. I'm sure Terence could tell you.
No.
Couldn't you, Terence?
Yes, I could, yeah.
Yes, what a pity you didn't get in there. Yes, wasteful, someone who's wasteful or spendthrift. Yes, that's what it means. That's why he was so delighted at the return of the prodigal. Soccer now. In which year was the World Cup, Dorothy?
1900. First held.
Was first held, I was going to add 28, 30, or 1952, and you still would have, sorry, no, 1930 it was first held. So sorry, Dorothy, that's 3 more away. Who wrote about Tigger, Piglet, and Eeyore, David?
Blyton.
No, you got the wrong one. The other one, A.A. Milne. Which government department collects value-added tax, Terence?
The Inland Revenue. Customs and Excise.
Oh, thank goodness you changed your mind within the 4 seconds. You see, the church don't pay much VAT, so it's the customs and excise. We'll have our third instant sale. What's the third one that we offer them tonight?
£20 will buy this splendid offer of a claret jug with silver-plated muds and 6 cut-glass crystal claret goblets. It's an ideal companion to our wine offer in the last instant sale, and it's worth £200.
So Dorothy Walker was tempted by those goods, and I'm not surprised. They're very nice. She spent some money. We've reached the halfway mark in the contest where we have to leave you. We hope that you won't leave us, because we have three very bright contestants here. One of them is going to be the winner. One of them may have enough money to go for our jackpot prize of the motor car. You'll find out if you stay tuned, and we'll see you soon. Bye.
In 1981, Sanyo was the wise choice in video. Now there's something even better, the new top-loading Sanyo 5300, a more compact video with 7 days programming, soft-touch controls and automatic tape rewind. But the feature you'll really appreciate is the price in the shops, around £369. Before you pay more, see Sanyo, then decide.
30 years ago, Esso scientists invented the world's first multigrade motor oil. Constantly researching and improving, there's no better protection today than Esso Superloop, the striped protector. No better oil to get around every moving part quickly when the engine's cold, corseting and protecting. No better oil to stay there when the engine's hot, cooling and protecting. And no better oil to help cut the cost of motoring. Esso Superloop, the striped protector. There's no better oil. Try it.
New Crown Plus 2 Brilliant White Gloss is now whiter than ever. The #1 non-drip gloss is made whiter to stay whiter, even longer. A paint you can knock. New Crown Plus 2 non-drip gloss. That's why you're more at home with Crown.
Oh, I notice you're admiring the Chevette. Not a bad judge, if I may say so, sir. In the top 10 since the day it was launched, and over 250,000 satisfied owners. Hardly surprising for a car that's such good value. For 82, we've got some smart new interiors and some great new colours. I'd particularly like you to notice...
Morning, Harry.
The superb paintwork.
Come and talk about our great deals now at your Vauxhall Opel dealer.
When first he claimed wholemeal was better all told than white bread for some folk, they laughed. But Tom Allinson knew that his thinking was true, and 'twere those that had laughed that were daft. And now scholars all spout that which Tom was about, that bread's better, we nowt take nowt.
Qantas? The natural choice to Australia? Huh. Well, I can't see it.
Welcome back to the sale of the century. We've reached the halfway mark, so let us see the money in front of our three contestants before we continue. And it is David St. John from Cannock in the lead on £51. He's followed by Dorothy Walker from Berkeley, which is near Gateshead, £22, and Terence Sampson from Carlisle has £5. The questions are still £3, and here's the next one. By what name is the Paris Underground Railway System, Dorothy?
Metro.
The Metro. It's known as the Metro. Who is the present deputy leader of the Labour Party? Dorothy.
Dennis Healey.
Dennis Healey is. Who can spell pseudonym? Terence?
P-S-E-U-D-O-N-Y-M.
Well done. 3 more for that. On D-Day, who was the Allied commander-in-chief? Terence.
Eisenhower.
Yes, General Eisenhower. In the Bible, who said, "The serpent beguiled me and I did eat"? David.
Eve.
Eve did. we always find that people whose particular subject a question applies never seem to get in, somebody else does. With which part of the body is orthodontics concerned, David?
Teeth.
The teeth, right. How long have you been married if you're celebrating your wooden anniversary, Dorothy?
10 years. 8.
5. It is a bit tricky, isn't it? Do you come coming to be blessed with their wooden anniversary, Terence?
Not very often.
Not very often, no. Which sport is Don Maskell a television commentator? Don Maskell, Dorothy.
Tennis.
Tennis, yes. You seem unsure, but you are right. What is the name of the famous active volcano on the island of Sicily? David?
Etna.
Etna is right. Iceland, herring, and black-headed are all types of which, Terence?
Gull.
Of gull, yes. In which war was the Battle of Bunker Hill? Dorothy?
The Boer War. American Civil War.
American War of Independence, actually.
Oh.
So even though you changed the other continent, I'm afraid it wasn't right, Dorothy. Who first transmitted transatlantic Morse signals by radio telegraphy? David?
Marconi.
Marconi did. For what did Major White and Alexei Leonov achieve fame in 1965? David?
In space, astronauts.
Yes.
First link up.
They were the first to walk in space. So, no, I mean, others linked up and others in it. Unfortunately, David, I can't accept that. In the days of the silent films, who was known as the world's sweetheart? Dorothy?
Mary Pickford.
Mary Pickford was. Which soccer team plays at home at Ninian Park? Dorothy?
Cardiff City.
Cardiff City does. What are made by Wainwrights? Dorothy?
Wheels. Carts, wheels.
Yeah, carts are, so yes, we can accept carts, but they probably make wheels as well, but carts and wagons is chiefly. On what would you be seeking information if you consulted Burke's? Terence?
The peerage.
The peerage, yes, and we'll have our fourth instant sale. John Benson, what is the fourth one tonight, please?
Well, spend £23 and you could buy yourself a second television set that should solve that constant problem, who chooses the programme. With this one, you could watch your favourite show while Father stays glued to the football. Costs £230.
Well, our three contestants weren't tempted, so we put the questions now up to £5. Which city was built on 7 hills? David?
Rome.
Rome was. To what was Prometheus bound for stealing fire from heaven? He was bound to a rock. What is the modern equivalent for the old-fashioned word Hibernia? Terence?
Ireland.
Ireland is right. Which explorer recently has had trouble in the Arctic while trying to circumnavigate the world? Sir Ranulph Fiennes. Where today would you find a bailiwick? A bailiwick. Terence, you pressed as the time up came, so I actually say to you now, do you wish to take it or not? You have to say whether you're going to take it or not.
Yes, I'll take
All right,
it.
what is it?
In the Channel Islands.
In the Channel Islands, yes, it's an area of the Channel Islands. As what did Hieronymus Bosch achieve fame? As an artist. In the New Testament, what was the Sanhedrin? Terence?
The Council of the Jews.
Yes, a Jewish court. What animal is on the back of the modern 10p coin? We have them in our pockets all the time. We never look, do we? It's the lion. In medieval times, what was the name of the famous League of Trading Cities in North Germany, Dorothy?
The Hanseatic League.
That is right. Who wrote the novel Don Quixote? David?
Cervantes.
Cervantes, yes, Miguel Cervantes. What do we call a number which cannot be divided by another number except 1 without leaving a remainder? David?
Prime number.
Prime number, well thought out. To which country did the Faroe Islands belong until Dorothy?
Denmark.
To Denmark until 1948, I was going to add. In 1860, what was invented or improved by Richard Jordan Gatling? David?
This was the Gatling gun, machine gun.
Yes, well done. What is meant by the Latin phrase fellow de se? Fellow de se is suicide. Which painter also invented a type of helicopter and a parachute? David?
Leonardo da Vinci.
He did. By what name are cavies often known? Cavies, David?
This is the tooth disease. Cavies.
No, those are cavities.
Cavit, same thing.
No, the guinea pigs. Cavies are guinea pigs. We'll have our fifth and last instance here. John Benson, what is the fifth one that we offer tonight, please?
Well, spend £25 and add an extra special touch to that evening gown. Carol's showing an item that should please the ladies here and be admired by the man in your life. It's a 9-carat gold bracelet dress watch that would cost you in the best jewelers £250.
Well, they took a little while to make up their mind, but eventually Terence Sampson pressed his buzzer. He's bought that lovely gold watch. We're moving into the final session, and you'll probably see the reason that Terence pressed and not the others, because David St. John from Cannock is in the lead on £80, and Dorothy Walker from Berkeley Gateshead is not far behind on £44, but Terence Sampson decided that he was going to opt out of that race and he's got some lovely goods. He's on 7, the questions are still 5. Who composed the words and music for Oklahoma? Dorothy.
Rodgers and Hammerstein.
Right. Which saint was supposedly crucified on a diagonal cross? Dorothy.
St. Peter. St. Andrew.
St. Andrew, you change your mind in the 4 seconds, I accept. Which famous expedition in 1947 was led by Thor Heyerdahl? David.
The Kon-Tiki expedition.
The Kon-Tiki. What is the opposite of Occidental? David.
Caucasian. Accidental.
Oriental.
Oriental.
Bad luck, David. Who wrote a child's garden of verses? A child's garden of verses. Dorothy?
Robert Louis Stevenson.
Yes, you pressed as the buzzer came, spoke after, I'm allowed to accept it. In which year did the general strike take place, David?
1926.
Right. Which Pacific island is famous for its huge stone statues, David?
Easter Island.
It is. On which island was Napoleon born, Dorothy?
Corsica.
Corsica. Who wrote the novel A Passage to India, Dorothy?
E.M. Foster.
He did, E.M. Foster. What was a Sopwith Camel, David?
An aeroplane.
It was. In which country is the city of Jakarta? Terence.
Indonesia.
Indonesia. Who composed the opera Don Giovanni? Terence.
Mozart.
Mozart. In the world of insects, what is a painted lady? David.
Butterfly.
It is. What is a troglodyte? David.
A cave dweller.
Right. What nationality was the playwright Ibsen? Dorothy.
Norwegian.
Right. In which country would you find the Welt? Dorothy.
South Africa.
Yes, you would. Where in London is the Woolsack? Dorothy.
In the Houses of Commons, the Exchequer.
No, it's in the House
Houses
of
of
Lords.
Commons.
I'm sorry, it's the House of Lords, not Commons. You change your mind after 4 seconds, too. What kind of animal is a marmoset? David.
It's a small rodent. Rat. Mice.
A monkey. Sorry, a monkey, David. In which sport does Steve Cawthon compete, Dorothy?
Horse racing.
Yes, he's a jockey. Of which country is Juan Carlos the King, Dorothy?
Spain.
Right. Which writer created Sam Weller? Dorothy.
Charles Dickens.
Right. In which country is Mount Ararat? David.
Israel.
Turkey.
Syria.
I'm sorry. What kind of food are crepes Suzette? Dorothy.
It's eggs.
Pancakes. I'm
Pancakes.
sorry, didn't get it out, but I know it's tough under pressure. What is the female equivalent of an earl? Terence.
Countess.
Right. What is a sweet marjoram? Dorothy.
A herb.
It is. In which county is Stonehenge? Dorothy.
Somerset.
Wiltshire, I'm sorry. In what unit of electrical resistance is it measured? David.
Ohm.
Ohms is right. What animal is a roebuck a species? Dorothy.
A deer.
Deer. For what do the initials RIP stand? David.
Requiescat in pace. Rest in peace.
Rest in peace. What does a bibliophile love? Dorothy.
Books.
Yes. What is or was a Tin Lizzie? David.
A motor car.
A motor car. Of which country is Kampala, the capital? Terence.
Uganda.
Uganda's right. What is the fruit of an oak tree? We have no more time. Who has the most money? And it is David St. John with £110, our winner this week. Well, our congratulations to David. The first entertainer to come on the programme, and he has won. He had very tough opposition there from Dorothy Walker, and Dorothy's got £94, and she's come a very close second. Dorothy's bought some goods worth 200, and Dorothy will now be thinking all the way home if she hasn't bought that instant sale, she would now be the winner. But that's the way the game goes. Terence Sampson has come all the way from Carlisle, has done very well. He's got goods worth £412 and 27 in cash. Well done, Terence. Congratulations. And so back to David St. John. Well, unfortunately, with 110, he can't gamble for our jackpot prize of the motor car, which is very sad, but he has got 110, so I'm now going to ask him to join me for this week's Sale of the Century. Well done, David. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Very, very well done. David, some good news right away. I've had a message that we were a bit harsh on that space questions about Alexei Leonov and Major White. You said linking up. I said we wanted them walking, but if they're walking, they must have linked. So you've got another £6.
Super.
But I'm afraid I have to tell you that there's still one thing behind the curtains with those extra 6 that you cannot afford. But there's 3... I see, he's a comic, you see there. So. And I have to apologise to Dan Maskell. I believe I called him Don. But anyway, there's 3 super things there. I hope you like one of them. And I'm now going to ask David St. John to take his money and spend it with me in this week's Sale of the Century. David, this is our first sale on one of this 3-piece suite. Would you like to sit in the settee over there? It's really very comfortable. It's been upholstered in this plain stripes and plain Draylon material. In other words, on one side of each cushion is plain, and the other side, including the ones you're sitting on, it's striped, you see. And, no, sit down again. I was going to tell you that it's £1,100 in the shops, but you can buy it today for 110. So think about that, but let me show you what else we have. Would you like to follow me and come up on the rostrum here, because our next offer is two 50cc mopeds. Would you join me up here, David? We've taxed them for a year, insured them for a year, and together with that tax insurance, they would cost normally £810. You can buy them both today for only 80. That's worth thinking about. I know you're married, one each, you know, go to some of those clubs on those. Now come up here beside me again, David. This offer includes all these domestic items that you see here. Everything you want for the kitchen. There's the sandwich toaster, the coffee maker, drinks dispenser, food blender, tea maker, pressure cooker. I had to follow me around. Microwave oven, casserole dish with its own electric cooker underneath, and all that very attractive cookware in tangerine. Now, if your wife was to go into the shops, that would cost her £662 to buy. But today, all it'll cost you is 66. So you can afford that. Let's go down quickly. There's the car which, alas, you couldn't afford to gamble for. We come down in front of the Taj Mahal. Sit down there, David. I'll tell you very sadly, we were offering a holiday in India. I'm afraid you can't afford that. So I'm going to give you 10 seconds to make up your mind about the three things you can afford. All the domestic items, the two mopeds, or the drawing room suite. Which would you like to have?
I think I'll go for the mopeds.
You're going for the mopeds? Well, there we are. There's two lovely mopeds in blue and red, and there's two lovely girls in blue and pink. There we are, Carol and Karen, whom I know would like to meet you, and you'd like to congratulate you as well. We've reached the end of our show. We have no more time left, alas. So we'll say goodbye and hope we'll see you again same time next week. Till then, from our winner this week, there he is, David St. John. Now, our comic to look out for the future. He's won Sale of the Century, and maybe he'll win Going for a Star on one of those great shows later on. But it's from him. Well done, David. Congratulations again. From lovely Carol and from lovely Karen here. Goodbye. Hope you've enjoyed it, and we'll see you same time next week. Till then, bye-bye.